Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Brianna and this is Beach Babe Beauty. Alright, so today I just wanted to do something a little less formal, a little more get to know me, relax, put some makeup on, try out some new things. I'm kind of excited about it. I've got a couple things that I was sent to try, and then I have a couple things that I actually bought on super sale at TJ Maxx, which is the best. So I guess we'll just get started. Alright, so I'm going to start off with a primer. Even though I am not the biggest advocate of primer, I don't necessarily feel like you always need it unless you're doing like a really glam look or you're going to have your makeup on all day or, you know, something special. But I will say I did try out this Tom Ford illuminating primer, and I was sent this to try and I really like it. I'm very picky about primers, and this one was impressive. I do love the packaging. It's real light, like you think it'd be glass, but it's actually plastic, so it's real lightweight, great for travel. And the pump is also great because you just twist it up like this. Super easy. On. And one thing I do really like about this is that it is kind of thicker than like a regular like kind of silicone feeling primer. But it's not like, it feels good on the skin. Like it feels like a moisturizer more than like kind of, I guess, if you've ever tried the Smashbox Hydro Prime, what is it called? The one that's like a primerizer. Yeah, that one. If you've tried that, it kind of reminds me of that. I did like that too, but I didn't purchase it. I had gotten a sample, but I do like this a lot. Would I spend the splurge money on it? Probably not, just because I'm not big, like I said, I don't really use primer that often. But if you are into wearing primer all the time and you're a big fan, then I would say it's totally worth it. It definitely blurs the pores. It feels really good. It smells good too. So yeah, it feels really good. It has just a little bit of a tackiness. So we like that. We like her. She's good. Anyway, so now that we're done priming, I'm going to go in with one of my favorite tried and true foundations, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. You can't beat this. You can get it anywhere from $4 to $6, and it lasts a really long time, so you're not like going through it really quickly. I've had this in like every color because I've got it in the winter and the summer and in between. So I do really like this, and it's a little bit more lightweight. Like I don't tend to gravitate towards really heavy foundations because I don't really need that much coverage, and I like a more lightweight kind of base. Like I don't like to have a ton of makeup caked on my face, so this is a nice foundation for that kind of thing. So I do like that it has the little spatchy spatch. But yeah, I mean, it's just so easy, especially if you're in a rush to just like plop, 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 done. I usually go into the spatch like a dip, I guess a dip you would say, like maybe 2 or 3 times max, depending on how much coverage I'm going for. This time I would say about 2.5 maybe. And then you can always build it up too. But this is definitely worth your money. I mean, especially if it's for like every day. Like I have more expensive, more high-end foundations that I use when I'm doing like a little bit more fancy makeup, or I'm going somewhere, or I just feel like being a little more glam. But for every day, like if I use a foundation at all, it's gonna be something that is either like a tinted moisturizer or a really lightweight, light to medium coverage foundation, which I would categorize this in. Then I'm gonna go in with concealer. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape, which is pretty much the only one I'll use. If you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments, because I have tried just about everything and hated all of them except for this one. So I haven't been using as much lately. I've been trying to do a technique that I saw Amanda Ensing do, where she just kind of puts it like on the outside and on like the inner corner and blends it inward, so you don't get as much caking like under the eye itself, which I have some fine lines under my eyes, and it's been driving me nuts that things tend to kind of get in there. So so I just do like a little bit on the outer corner like this, a little bit on the inner corner, and then we blender it. So I just kind of pull it out first. It also kind of like lifts the eye a little bit, and then I just drag it in. Same here. Just brightens that inner corner. Alrighty, so now that we are done with that part, we can hop right into some powder quickly. This is another good drugstore favorite. The KIKO Milano, what is it called exactly? The Ocean Feel Loose Powder in Transparent. I don't know if they still make the Ocean Feel one, but they definitely have other translucent loose powders, and this is not expensive. It's drugstore. I got it at Ulta, and I really like it. It gives me that nice, like, smooth, blurred look. And I also like the way the packaging is. So we'll just kind of pop some of that on. I don't like to use a ton of powder because I do like a more natural dewy finish. So I just take a little bit on my brush and tap it off. I go for the under eyes first because that's where I need to set the most. Anywhere where I put the concealer is first. Then I'll just take a little bit more and just kind of go over my whole face very, very lightly. Like, I hardly have any powder on here. Like, it is not a lot. It's just so that it doesn't feel, it doesn't feel like tacky or anything like that. It's just, right. Next up is another product that is new to my collection. Is not new at all, but new to me. It's the NARS Laguna bronzer. It's a cult classic. Everybody's and their mom has tried it except for me, but I found it at TJ Maxx for $16.99, which is like half price. So I couldn't leave it, and now I just got foundation all over it. No, that made it worse. It was so pretty. Well, R.I.P. So here she is in all her glory. I was always hesitant to get this just because I wasn't sure if this color would be too light for me since I am kind of a tan. But I think right now that I'm a little more pale, it'll be good. So I'm just gonna dab, 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 tap, tap, tap. Move my little curly whirl out of here. And with bronzer, I usually just kind of go in. Kind of like a contour slash bronzer because I do not contour. I ain't got time for that. Me, like, my daily goal is to look like a bronze goddess. So I always use a crap ton of bronzer. But not too much to look muddy because I hate that too. Like to get rid of the double chin. Or try to at least now. But yeah, this is pretty. It's very light. I think this is a nice natural bronzer. It's not like, oh my god, she just came back from the beach and she's nice and tan. But it definitely gives a nice natural looking finish. I like it. I dig it. I wish it was a little darker for me. Now we get into the newest thing in my collection here that was sent for me to try. Thank you to 𝘉𝘕𝘋. And I have the White Russian palette here, so you can see it. It's brand new. They just came out with the collection about maybe a little while ago, and not too long ago, after the holidays. And it has, let me try to show this to you without blinding you, blushes and a couple, 6 shadows. So I'm going to use a blush, and I'm also going to do my shadow with this. It's really pretty. I like the 𝘉𝘕𝘋 White Russian lip gloss, which is also, again, like a cult favorite. I'm going to go in, let's see if I can bend it. Oh, perfect. You can bend it. And it does have a nice mirror. I'm going to go in with New York, which is the darker blush, because I like just as much blush as I like to have bronzer on my face. Oh, this is pretty. That's a nice color. I definitely like a lot of blush, and this is pretty. I don't really have anything like this in my collection. I tend to go for more peachy colors, but this is nice. And one, another tip for you guys, one way that I like to do my blush is to kind of keep it up here more so that it kind of lifts the face. And then you can also do the other way I like to do it is to kind of keep it on the apples and do it like over my nose. It's a little more like cutesy girly instead of like snatched. So depending on the look you're going for. Today, I'm kind of in the middle, so I kind of just brought it a little bit onto my apples and my cheeks, but kept it mostly up here. That's really pretty. I really like that blush. It looks nice. It doesn't emphasize any pores or anything like that. The formula is nice. I dig it. All right. We'll come back to that palette in a little while. They also have a highlighter and other lip gloss or lip product, but I didn't get those. I just got the palette. So, but they looked really nice too, especially the highlighter, which I would like to try at point. But speaking of highlighter, actually, we're gonna go into another new product that I bought. I honestly don't know how old this is, but I got it at TJ Maxx on sale, and I was really excited about it. It is the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in Double Gleam. I'm not sure if it's a part of their permanent collection, but it was just a really pretty color. And I have used this before for Christmas, actually, and it was really pretty. It's a very natural kind of glow with not a ton of shimmer, so hopefully you'll be able to see that when I put it on here. It's really nice, which is what I kind of go for a lot. It's a little bit more silver than I would have liked. I'm more into like, I think like Champagne Pop by Becca, like that's totally up my alley. But this is really, really pretty, and it's more of a glow than a glitter. I hate glittery highlighters. I don't want to look like I just jumped into a pile of glitter. I want to look like I've been in the sun and I'm glowing and I'm happy. Like that's what I want to look like. So I'm not into that like super beaming highlighter usually. I'll go for it like for special occasions, but most of the time I just want to look like dewy and gorgeous, and that's what we're going for here. But yeah, this is really nice. MAC never fails when it comes to highlighters and face products for me, so I really like that one. I would recommend it. Moving on, I'm just gonna quickly do my eyelashes and eyebrows. If you know me in real life, you know how much I absolutely despise doing my eyebrows. So I'm gonna do those quickly. I am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz and the Clear Brow Gel, and then the Benefit 3D Brow Tones, which is so underrated, guys. Like if you have highlights in your hair, like I do, and I have really dark eyebrows, then this is like, it just is a game changer, I'm telling you. And it's not super expensive, and it will last you literally forever. I just bought a new one, and I think my original one lasted me like 3 or 4 years. It's ridiculous because you only need a teeny tiny amount. So definitely recommend that. But I will go do my brows and I'll be back. Okay, so we're back. My brows are done. Thank God. And now we get to the fun part, which is trying out these really beautiful neutral shades in the Buxom palette. So I am going to make sure that my mirror is not in the shot. Maybe like a little bit. Okay, so we're going to start with the shade called Take a Dip, which is this one right here. And I usually like to kind of, almost in a way, like set my shadow. So I always start off with like a wash of a light color on my eyelids. I did not choose the right hairstyle today. Usually when I do my makeup, my hair is in a ginormous bun on my head, but y'all don't want to see that, so we made it cute. So now we are going to use the shade Decadent for our transition shade. This is, for me, like, basically you could stop here. Like, if you wanted to do just a really natural look, you could just throw a transition shade in your crease, throw on some mascara, and call it a day, because, I mean, this shade is gorgeous. Like, look how pretty that is just by itself. It's very simple, very natural, but it's like just a step above nothing. Like, it's a step above not putting anything on your face. And for me, that's kind of where I usually sit. Especially right now with masks on, stuff like that. Like, I'll go out without makeup on because you can't see my face anyway. But but I usually will at least put something on my eyes, and this is probably like about what I would do. I do like to have some kind of like shimmer on the lid, but this is really pretty transition shade. It's actually really kind of unique. It's a little more pinky than I was expecting it to be, which I actually really like, because a lot of the transition shades that I use tend to be more warm tone, brownish, like about this color, but there's a little more pink, and it's really pretty. It looks nice. The formula is really nice and blended out really easily. I am impressed so far. So now let's go in with, I think I'm going to go in with Indulge, which is this one. I'm going to do on the lid, and I'm just going to take a little brush here and just kind of pack it on the lid to start, just to see what we're working with here. Well, that doesn't help, does it? Satisfying. Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, it's really light, It may do better with the finger. Oh, there it goes. It's a little bit better. That's pretty. Pretty. Very natural. Totally up my alley. I will say that just the first impression, like, that does not look like what is on my face right now. Like, at all. But it's still really pretty. I'm not mad about it. But definitely the shades in the pan do not look like... I mean, let's swatch this for you real quick. Like, that's really gold and, like, champagne-y color, where this looks more bronze to me. Like, I was not expecting it to be this light. I am going to try to put it on with fingers since I have it on here. That did help a little bit. So if you want that more bronzy, I would go for using your finger. And I am going to just do that for the other side now. Yeah, that's definitely better with the finger. I mean, the brush gets it on. I find that any kind of like metallic shade like this works better with the finger. I mean, sometimes you can't because you have nails or whatever, but it definitely gets in there better and sinks into the skin better. But yeah, I dig it. I think it's a really pretty shade. I definitely want to deepen the crease a little bit, so I am going to go back in with that transition shade for you. But this is gorgeous. Like, it's really pretty. I'm impressed. Look, some y'all did good. Yeah, so you could totally, again, you could stop here. Like, this looks great by itself. However, I want to show you guys as much as I can. So I'm probably going to go in with Smoke Show, which is this shadow right here. It is glittery, which I tend to... I wish there was another matte shade in here that was darker, because we've got both of our matte shades are this real light bone color and the transition shade, and then your darker colors down here are both metallics. So I'm not like obsessed with that, but this isn't too bad. This is more of a shimmer. So we're gonna try After Dark, which is this blackish brownish shade, and I'm just gonna take just a little bit. Like, you don't want to go in there. Like, you don't want to get digging in there and then put a black line in your face and then you're like, what do I do now? I don't want to do that. So I just take a little tiny bit and then I kind of see what I'm working with here. So I'm just going to like put it on the outer corner. See, it's a little bit darker than you would think. So I need a little bit more. So just a dab, dab, dab. And this is definitely going to glam up the look a little bit. It's not going to be quite as natural, but you could definitely still keep it natural. So like, this is super dark, but if I blend it out, I'm not a fan of that shade. Like, everything else so far has been really nice, but this dark shade just did not do it for me. Sorry, guys. I am going to try... Where's my other brush? I am going to try this other brown shade that we didn't use. I'm just going to use it under my eye. I will swatch it for you so we can see what we're getting into here. This is more of a brown. Maybe that would have been probably better on the outer edge, but I didn't want to use a metallic, so we'll see how that goes. But that's pretty. That swatches really nicely. So I'm just going to take like a little short shadow brush and just kind of put a little bit under my eye. So if I could do this over, I definitely would have used that brown shade on the outer corner instead of that dark black. It was just too dark. But it doesn't look bad, and I think that looks nice under the eye. So I think the last shade here is the shade called Reveal, which is this shade right here. And I'm going to try that for like, excuse me, contacts. I'm going to use that for the inner corner and see how that works out. We're just going to go for it. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty. Can we see that? That's nice. And then I'm going to put some of it on my brow. Just for a little highlight. Yeah, that's pretty. So overall, I definitely like this. I think it has some really pretty shades. I like the blush. I'd say that you can definitely do a whole look with just this palette. Like, you can do a whole eye look. You don't need another palette or anything like that. So it'd be good for traveling, especially since you have the blush as well. I didn't love the dark shade, but I think it could be good as like a liner. So if you used like this brown shade on the outer edge and underneath and then use this dark shade as a liner, I think that would be really nice. I may try to do that, but I'm not sure if I'm into that right now because I did use it on the edges, but that would definitely be good for that. But yeah, I really like this. I think it's really pretty, and the formula was nice. Everything blended pretty well except for that really dark shade, which did eventually blend. It just took a little bit of muscle. But yeah, I really like it. I think it's really pretty. I like the colors. And I mean, I will say packaging, guys, like, come on, like, does this look familiar to anybody? Like, I think you could have done something a little bit more exciting than a Huda Beauty dupe. But just, you know, if I'm just being picky, that's just something. But I think this is really pretty. I do really like it, and I will definitely get use out of it. So moving on from that, I don't usually do eyeliner unless I'm going out or I am in the mood for a little bit more glam. So I'm just going to do mascara today. I'm going to use, what do I want to use today? All right. I'm going to use the Too Faced Better Than Sex. I've got feelings about Too Faced, but this mascara is just so darn good. So I'm going to use it anyway. This is a limited edition from like a million years ago that I've had in my thing. Our eyelashes are done. I think this look looks really pretty. It's very natural, very understated, which is what I tend to go for on a regular day. As of late, I haven't really been doing lip products because mask, can't see it anyway. But, you know, since we're here and I'm not going anywhere today and I'm just going to be sitting at home looking cute, I might as well pick a cute lip to go with this. So you could pretty much do anything with this look. It's very neutral. So you could do a bold lip, you could do a natural lip. I am going to find something. Okay. I have a love-hate relationship with lip products. I like the way they look, hate putting them on, hate wearing them. So I tend to go for balms and like tinted lip glosses. So like this is what I'm wearing already, and I'm just gonna put more of it on because I love it. This is the Kopari Hibiscus. It is just like, I guess like a tinted lip balm, I would say. Like, let me just put it on my hand so you can see. So can you see that? Like, it's kind of, it's not quite a lipstick and not quite a lip gloss, but it does not feel like you're wearing anything. It looks really pretty. It's just a little kiss of color, and I love it. So we're gonna put that on. While I have it on, I'd say texture-wise, it kind of feels like an oil. It's really, like, it's not sticky at all. It's just real nice. So definitely recommend that one. But yeah, so that's the look. Let's spray. I'm going to use the, what is this? The Wet n Wild spray in collab with Bretman Rock, Jungle Rock. I really like the way this smells, and I go back and forth. I usually use the Urban Decay All Nighter, which is my favorite, but I like this is a little bit more of a fine mist, and it's good for, you know, if you're not as heavy makeup. So I'm going to grab my fan. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like a beach. That's where I want to be right now. I know I was just there, but it's not the same when you can't be in a bikini. Okay, that was nice. That was a good journey. All right, so we are done. This is the final look. So final thoughts on my kind of first impressions-ish. The Tom Ford primer, love it. Is it worth the price? Yes, if you're a primer lover. No, if you're not going to use it that much. But I do really enjoy it, and I really do like it. The NARS Laguna bronzer, I like it. I have bronzers that I like just as much that are not this one. I will definitely use it. It's a nice formula. It's a classic, something nice to have in your collection, but not something you necessarily have to have. All right, the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in Double Gleam. I really like this. It's probably one of my favorite highlighters, actually. The more I use it, it's just a nice natural glow, and that's what I like. If you are into that kind of dewy, just, you know, it doesn't look like you're wearing highlighter, it just looks like you have a natural dewy finish to your skin, then I'd say this is a definite must, if you can find it. If not, MAC does make a lot of really nice highlighters, and I've been using their highlighters and blushes for a long time. Finally, the Buxom White Russian palette, 2 blushes, 6 shadows. I'm not sure actually how much this retails for. I want to say it's like $38. It's nice. I like it. The formula is nice. The colors are nice. Is it something that I'm rushing out to go buy? rushing. Hilarious. No. But it's definitely something that I will use again. It will stay in my collection for a long time. It's a really pretty palette. I think if you're looking for something that you can easily grab and go and do a whole eye look with plus blush, I think it's good for that. It's a good travel palette. It's slim. It has a mirror. It folds back. So I dig it. I think it's nice. I recommend it. I do. I think it's got a nice palette and nice formula. Easy to use, easy to blend. If you have a ton of palettes, then you may not need this one, but if you're a beginner or you're looking for a nice neutral palette, I would say that this is a good one. So yeah, so that's my first impressions on those, and I think that's all I've got to say today. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Comment below things that you want to see from me, if there's anything that is specific to the beach life, which is what I'm going for in a sense, that you have ideas. Like, I'm always looking for suggestions and ideas, so let me know in the comments, share with your friends. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye.